Good to see you all. Hella here. It's been just a minute. Not that long. You knew I couldn't stay away, did ya? And I don't know why my light is so bright today. Them USB things that don't have like a constant power source. Have you noticed that? You don't really notice it until you got like a light that is a USB, and then they just like flicker, or they go a little bit brighter or a little bit lower. Anyway, how are we all? Oh, look, Fina's here. Hello. I owe you a link at some point. I haven't forgotten. I know. I owe you. I will. It will happen. But I've already given mine away today. I've got the lovely All Eyes is with me today. She's just waiting backstage. I'll just say hello to a few people and then I'm going to bring her in. But yes, today, I've been looking forward to this. I'm a big fan of hers. Lorkong's here somewhere. Where's Lorkong? Hey, greetings from your past. Yes, because today is Monday for me. It is. Now, I'll tell you guys all a little secret. Today is actually the first time it's my dad's birthday and he's not with me, which is a bit sad, but I'm okay. Yeah, today is the 5th of May here in Australia. And it would have been his birthday today. He passed away last year. But we're all going to go out and have lunch and just do what we would have done anyway. Yeah. But we're all doing pretty good. He passed about 2 weeks after his birthday last year. So yeah. So happy heavenly birthday, Papa. Yeah. He's with us all. He's with us all. So just thought I'd share that with you all. I'm still smiling though, and I think about him every day. I'll say hi to everyone. Tracy Burton is here. Hi, mate. How are you? Hey, Evil Alaska. Mavka, no stream's not cancelled, and you're going to be nice today, aren't you? You're going to be super duper nice. Yes, you are. Stephen Mavridis is here. I would still like to know what that is on the back bottom window of the States exhibit of Rick's car allegedly driving on 300N. Are you the one who was talking to me on Twitter? I think I know what you're talking about. I was looking at completely the wrong thing. And I think I know what you mean now. We are going to be looking at that today. Do we have new exhibits? Well, there's been exhibits for the last week or so that I haven't looked at. So we're going to be looking at those. Hey, beautiful waterfall. 48 hours dropped a video of Varys murder. Yeah, I know. And I can't stream it because it's 48 hours. But I want to watch it anyway. Hey, Polygraph. Hey, Court. How are you? Jessica Gilman over there on X. Hello. Please come and watch over on YouTube. It helps the channel. But I'm streaming on X so people can come and see that we're streaming over here. Thank you. It's lovely to have you. Rose Adams is here. Legal Lacey is here. I love you. Let's bring in All Eyes. Hey, mate.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you and everybody. I see everybody's little Abby's going through the chat. I can tell who Mars is.
All your friends are here.
Yeah.
Post-punk Mama's here. Jamie's here. Half Irish, my sweetheart. How are you? Candy, you're not really a bit late. We're just saying hi to everybody. I gotta say, All Eyes, one thing I really admire you, not just because of like your incredible organizational skills and your documentation skills and all that kind of thing, but also because I'll tell you a little secret. I hate making websites, right? Like it's my little bugbear. I hate.
I feel you. I don't love it. But I'm doing it solely because I just want somebody to have something nice to share, but I dread it. Like I share your feelings on that one.
I've been doing this a really long time, right? And people just think that because I'm a designer that I build websites, right? Because they get it mixed up. So they're like, oh,
Mhm.
design website. And like, I'm not a propeller head, right? Like, I am not like a developer. There's developers. They're the techie codey people, and they're
Mhm.
designers. And like, we deal with technology a lot, but that doesn't mean that we like sitting there and plowing through code. We
Right.
don't, right?
Well, I
Like,
I know just enough to get by, and I will
yeah,
say I thought I was gonna love it at one point, like, I had and it was more of just a, "Oh, I can do this for another project that I'm working on, I'll just make," I don't
yeah,
love that part. I'm a lot more interested in the other aspects of it.
yeah,
But it is
yeah,
it can be very tedious and very time
yeah.
consuming.
Exactly. Like I taught in a college for 6 years or so, and there was somebody else to teach the development side of
Mhm.
websites. I taught the interface part of
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's
Um,
why I asked you because I thought, well, if there's something that's either, um like, not aesthetic. I feel like that's kind of I'm not ever sure because I just dark mode everything because I'm usually working on
yeah,
back end stuff, and
that's
I
fair
just
enough.
really struggle with trying to make it look, I don't have the eye for that side of it, I guess you could say. So if I don't want it to be I never want it to be cringy, but I also wanna make sure I'm not a very polished person.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Oh,
like, if as long as it looks, um, like there was effort put into it and it's you know,
your
that's
your
really all
stuff
I'm
always
hoping for.
looks really good. I mean, don't you guys think all that stuff always looks really good? It's just these days all the websites with the templates and that, they make it quite easy to
Yeah,
make things look a lot better than they used to.
absolutely. Sometimes I end
Yeah.
up spending more time trying to make one work for what I'm doing, and the
Mm.
one that I had up before now, I
Yeah.
just that was very very basic, like, just divs and stuff where I just created a
Yeah.
landing page
Yeah.
for my folder, and it was just
Yeah.
very, very basic CSS, and I finally did find a template, but I feel like I end up making it harder than it has to be trying to customize it for what I'm trying to do because they're always
Yeah.
for businesses or for
They are.
like,
And
stores.
so
I'm like,
you
I don't
spend
have a store."
ages. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a big hand though. Like you've got a lot more patience than I would have for like a project that's not like I
Mhm.
have to get it done for like a client
Yeah.
or something like that because I would have just been like, nah, have it
Yeah. I hear
by
you.
now. So well done. Like All Eyes just does the most amazing job. So hi everybody. Hey, Maddie B. Woman is here. Hey, Jessica, made it over to YouTube. How's it going? Um, Devs in Space is here. Yeah, All Eyes is awesome. Court. Yeah, I know. Um, Lovely. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, guys, is I have the exhibits that sort of came out via was it Fox something and
Box 59 and
yeah,
a
them.
few others.
Yeah. Okay. So another like mainstream media outlet has got hold of some exhibits and big surprise. And so I suppose they got a USB via Jody. And they at first it was what broadcast some of it was broadcast on a
Mhm.
news piece. And I think did you take some screenshots of it at first, All
Yeah,
Eyes?
there a couple of them have actually posted links to I think the audio files are straight from their
Yeah,
website. I
they
assume
are.
that's from the flash drive, but as soon
Yeah,
as one of us gets our flash drive, I already asked, a few people who I know sent in the money order and they're waiting on theirs. None
yeah,
of us have gotten ours. As soon as
yeah,
we do, like, we will show people what came on it. I'll create a zip drive that's a a perfect recreation of what
yeah,
we got and list it so people
yeah,
can actually know that it was from, like, whatever we've gotta show, whatever we see, I will make sure
yeah.
other people see it. But for now, I did put a disclaimer on all of my, different pages with the stuff
Yes.
that they are screen grabs just so people do
Yeah.
understand that. And until I have something else, because I don't wanna have nothing if people are looking for stuff, I want them to still be able to find it, and I'll just replace it once I get our stuff in.
You're doing a great job. But I put a Twitter post up yesterday because I think people just don't realize that, especially with this court, even though people are being really specific because they're not going to get anything unless you're really specific.
Right.
Judge Gull put a order out saying that, or a letter or something out saying that you're not being specific enough.
Yeah.
Right. But we have to be even more specific because what's coming back is just the actual exhibits with the photo on a white page with the exhibit number.
Well,
right?
For now, that's all we can get, at least from the court, because Jody is the way the local rules work. Jody is the custodian of the exhibits. The court reporter is the person who's the custodian, and because Gull is the special judge for the case, Jody then becomes the special custodian. And she's the only way we have to get any of these, at least for now, because up until now, Nick McClellan and the sheriff's office, they're denying everything, saying it's investigatory files, all the original everything. They just say no. So for now, all we're going to get are the exhibits, but we are going to try to use those to kind of appeal for the originals. Because
So
once they're public
Jody doesn't
information...
even have the originals?
Do what?
Are you saying Jody doesn't even have the originals?
I don't know what she has until I get a flash drive, because everyone that has gotten theirs, I've tried to ask, and I've gotten no clarification, no clear answer. I don't know if it's just directly what was submitted by either of the parties, or if they're copies of that, or if I don't know. I don't have any way to know until I can see the hard drive, because I've seen people post the letter they got from the court and like the picture of their flash drive, but I plan on like imaging whatever flash drive I get so people can see like literally how it was how it was labeled, how it was indexed, all of that, just so people can kind of get an idea, because we have no idea and I don't know what to expect. And so I don't know how else to show people. I mean, I could do a screenshot, but I'm actually going to like image the thing and zip drive that so people can download exactly what's on it. And I wish other people would do that as well, but
Well, of course. But all right. So I'll explain a little bit today why this is so important. But I mean, because I don't think anyone's kind of thought to ask, we don't really know whether or not it's possible that we could have received the original files if we'd asked. Right.
Well, I'm going to try to after I think it was yesterday when you tweeted it out about that. I have one request that I have the draft for it, and I just have to print it out and go get a money order. I'm going to send in another one. And my plan first was to just wait until we get a few more exhibits to see what is still lacking. So because everybody's been sending in a request for all of the exhibits that aren't sealed, and each one as particularized as possible. And I thought, well, I'll try to pick a few particular ones that nobody's gotten that we have a special interest in, and I'll just focus on those. So, but I am going to try to, I'm going to rework my request to make it more particularized in the way you're talking about, to see how we can do that. And I might even just have to call Jody and just clarify to make sure she understands what I'm asking, because sometimes in writing she pretends not to understand certain things.
Okay, so let's have a look. So what we're talking about is, hang on, I need to bring you into this.
I feel like that matters with these images, like for someone like
it matters
you.
A lot with these images, right? So say, for example, and I don't know whether I'm looking at screenshots or not with these. I don't think I am. Oh, hang on, I might be. You can't tell. So say, for example, with this state's exhibit 245, right? And I've just got it highlighted over here to the right. So this image of the Ford Focus. So if I look at it, it is a car image on a white page with a state's exhibit label on it, right? So what that means is that someone has taken the original photo and they've imported it into probably Word or maybe even Canva, I don't know, something like that. It doesn't matter, right? So they've taken the original, probably JPEG file, which is the one I want. I want that, the original file, right? They've taken that with its metadata. They've imported it, or maybe even screenshot it, like snap and paste it into Word, and then put the little
sticker.
Actually, the sticker would have been later. It's a physical sticker, right?
Actually, I don't know when it comes to these. That's why I'm really.
It looks like a physical sticker, because if you
and then she's just like scanning it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know if that's what's happening. I'm really just not sure. I've tried to ask, and I don't have an answer.
It could be the guy that puts the stickers on. Yeah. Okay. But regardless, when the evidence gets put into record, a sticker is put on it. Yeah. So they probably scanned it from a printed picture. That's even worse.
Yeah.
That is even worse. That is a huge jump in degradation. So I don't have anywhere near the original image. I've got someone's printed it out, and then someone scanned it and put a sticker on it, and then I've got a digital, and then I've got a screenshot of that. So I've got like 4th generation. Yeah, like I've lost all of the digital data and then some.
Yeah.
To get to what we're looking at here, right? So me like zooming in and trying to see whether things have been altered. Has it been altered? Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah, but trying to sort whether it's altered from just transferring it, or like putting it, like, because there's nothing nefarious about them uploading it and then scanning it to make it, like that in itself is not it's not a problem. But if you're actually trying to use what it is for what it is, it's useless.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So we need the original files.
Yeah.
And usually when a court is being transparent and they give you everything, they give you the files. Like when I deal with like Florida, for example, and they've got, what's it called, the Sunshine Laws, they give you like a big Google Drive link, and you get everything. Like you don't just get these, you get the actual files. Like you can look at them and you can right click on them in Photoshop and you can see all the metadata. You can see when it was shot and with what camera and what the color profile was and what the latitude and longitude was and everything. Like you can see everything. With this stuff, I can see nothing. I can see when my computer opened it.
Yeah, pretty much. And they don't seem to understand the problem with it.
Well, they don't care.
And they think it's just unreasonable, like people are just being nitpicky for fun. like I would prefer not to have this on my list of things to have to deal with. Like it would just be, and I don't understand what the problem is. Like releasing it, that would probably generate more faith in them than the way they're doing it.
I think I understand the problem. They don't want us to see.
Right.
They don't want us to see. Like, I mean, this image here, this one, I can tell, even though it's been scanned and all sorts of things, I can tell exactly what's going on with this thing without having the original. It's obvious as to me what they've done to this. Like, I don't need the original to tell what's going on with this thing. But I mean, I think state 4, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, I can see that this looks like it's not. This has been through another level of compression since the first one that I downloaded.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see this might be a screenshot actually, because I think I had a better version. But regardless, I can tell because I've actually been able to go back to the, where is it? 543. If I go back to the one that it came from, which is 236. So the softer version of that one driving. I've been able to replicate what they did. So if we go and have a look at yeah, there's exhibit 543 with the with the line around it, and you can see that all the little holes in the wheels and things are really highlighted, and the highlight on the back is really strong, right? So that's their exhibit. Oh, sorry, not 543, 243. And I'll take that away for a second. And exhibit 236, which is the actual frame. Notice also there's like a purple kind of tinge here going on in the background there, right? Notice that, right? So if I take away their version of it, I've managed to make something similar happen there using what's called an unsharp mask. See this filter here? So if I turn that filter on and off, see that?
Okay.
I've managed to replicate it.
Yeah.
Right. And you can also see it in the ground, right? So see in the ground what happens when I put the same filter on, right? So I can tell absolutely that that's what they've done. So I don't even need the original to see that. Who just says, who would the video for the construction site at the cold storage place be useful for timeline of who drove by when of the wrong? Sorry,
I don't know.
Can you answer that?
I'm not sure which construction site. I can't even say it. Construction site they're referencing.
No, neither do I.
I didn't know there. Is that where they were doing construction over by, kind of closer by Old Camden Road? Oh, sorry.
You're right.
Nope, that's actually I need about 1 minute. I'm gonna have to mute. I forgot I had something in the oven. I gotta take out real quick. I forgot about it.
That was an oven, not a phone.
Yeah,
Off you go.
I'll be right back.
By the Packers. I have to come back to you on that one. Can All Eyes see the phone? All Eyes can see some things. She's having some trouble reading, I think. Okay, where the white van was. Okay, we'll come back to that, guys. All right, so just in regard to these pics here, I wanted to just do a little experiment, guys, because since these came out, we have received photos of Rick's car. Magically, there's one. Whoops. There's one right there. Rick's car. And welcome in, new people. Alrighty, so we have Rick's car. And that is a Ford Focus. I would like to put that car down next to the state's exhibit that even the one that they altered to make it more clear for the jury, right? Yeah, that one's clear as day, right, woman? Yeah, well, I mean, that was
okay.
Supposedly,
I'm back. Sorry.
You're right. So look at this, right? So since I did that analysis with the CCTV images, this photo and a couple of other photos of Rick's car have come in, right? So what I was thinking is, why don't I go and grab this photo of Rick's car, which is kind of in the same angle, not quite, but almost, and put it next to the state's exhibit of Rick's car supposedly driving along that road, and just do a little quick comparison, because why not? So I'll grab him and I'll just do a quick background removal, very quick, and grab him and put him over here. Hello, Rick's car. Hello, Rick's car. Okay, and we'll scale you down, down, down. Doopy doopy doo. Now let's ignore the color difference and ignore the fact that it's not quite the right angle for a moment. I see some really basic things wrong with it. Put him up near States Exhibit 243. So what we can do also is just make sure that we are comparing the silhouette. So the silhouette of this one here, and I might just for reference for a second give you a little bit of an outline to look at. So if I just put a little stroke on it for a second.
Oh, that
Yeah.
actually helps me out. I mean, I can see
Yeah.
this. I can't see details, but, like, the color
Yeah.
differences, like, when you were switching filters, I can see that. I just details, I'm
Mm.
not a person for right now, at least. But, yeah, that's
Yeah.
helpful.
I thought that was helpful because I think that the car on the road doesn't have that sharp indentation. Like it's like the
Mhm.
Ford Focus seems to have a boxy end. Sorry, the car on the road has a boxy kind of end to it.
Mhm.
And we don't have to look just at this frame. We can look at some other frames as well. Sorry, the filter was sort of
Like,
throwing it off.
I
Yeah.
get that they're obviously both an SUV and a dark colored car, so I can give them the fact that they think, "We should probably look at this." I'm fine with
Mm,
that because
yeah, me too.
someone owns that car, I'm like, "Yeah, duh, make look at it, check it." But if it's this like, if what they're working with, if they're relying on it without doing just some like, even what you're doing,
Mm,
like, we shouldn't be out here being more thorough than they are. When they're
yeah,
the ones that are s
exactly.
they have, like, an actual not just a burden, but, like, a mandate to do certain things, and
Absolutely.
I just it's not enough like, you can tell enough differences that resemblance does not mean the same. Like, they can resemble, but
Yeah,
they're not the same vehicle, and, it's just so it's a whole lot of weight that they're putting behind something that they really were never even able to connect to the CPS building. Like, there's just so many
absolutely.
things. This is helpful, though, with that little shadow. I feel like I can tell what you mean, at least with the back for sure.
The
Like
back doesn't look the same to
yeah.
me. Um, I would like to try and see what's going on with the windows, like the shape of the windows of the one on the
Oh,
road.
yeah.
Um, so if we can look at like try and bring the shadows out a bit. It's difficult. Actually, what we might do is we might do it with uh, their exhibit. So, you know, the one that they tried to fill the jury with.
Yeah.
um, so, if I go and get that, which is exhibit 243, that one. And I'll do the same thing. So I'll go image adjustment, and I'll... Aha! Now I can start to see the shape of the windows. Look, I think that if you look at Rick's car has more... It goes like that. Yeah. See? I don't think the other one does. See that?
I think that's because the shape of, you know how some, like if you open a trunk, just depending on the different vans, like the window seems to be shaped different based on how the trunk pops open, like either the functionality of it or the size of it.
And was it Stephen earlier was asking about this? See this little block here?
Oh yeah, the is that the little black box looking thing on the back?
Yeah, it could be a window wiper, like the thing that a window wiper.
Yeah, I would think either that or those things where, like, some of the cars, they have like a little... It's I keep saying box, but I mean that in like the shape, not necessarily like it opens, but there's usually buttons under it where you can press it and it signals the car to, like, the trunk to open. Like you press it and it goes beep, and then it opens itself. I can't tell if it would be that or the windshield wiper because I can't really tell how close to the window it is because those other things are right under the window usually.
Do we have a photo of the back of Rick's car?
Oh my gosh, it's cut off.
Are you serious? Are you absolutely serious? Really?
Of course.
What the hell?
Oh my gosh,
this is always the way with these people. They cut everything off that we need. Is that it? Really?
I think so. I don't know if the one from CVS almost shows it, but I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that a photo of the whole back of his car somewhere? What is it?
I do know there's a picture of someone else's black Ford Focus that made its rounds on Facebook that people circulated after he was arrested, wondering if it was his, and it's not. But I'm pretty sure it's the same model, but it's of the back. I wonder. Let me see if I have it.
It's the leaves all over again. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Not a housing for a wiper motor. No.
I'm trying to think what folder I would have put it in.
States Exhibit 250. What's States Exhibit 250? Let me see if I can find States Exhibit 250. Oh, yeah, see, look at it. That's States Exhibit 250. Meh.
I'm going to see if I can. I'll probably try to
just look up that model of car. Yeah, Mavka,
I'm going to DM it to you because from my understanding, it is the same, because it was taken the same year. And hang on, where did it just... Oh, I guess I need to... Let me download it to my... That's why it's not pulling up. I just tried to save it from something else. Hold on.
Nick, it's almost as if they do it on purpose. Right? It's like every time we're looking for something, it's cut off or covered by something else. Every damn time.
Let me see. All right, this is the back of this car, and there is this little windshield wiper thing. This was taken August of 2017, and it is like you can see it says focus on the back. It's forward focus.
Okay, hang on.
But it does have that little black windshield wiper thing. Like it looks.
Okay, so this guy was trying to go to the moon on high bridge this afternoon. Okay, whose car is this? Do we know?
It's someone from the area. It was posted in, I forget who posted this screenshot of it. I want to say it was probably a Carbon post, because Carbon always has all kinds of stuff from back in the day. But I asked if this was the Allens, and now that I know that, the Allens Ford Focus had cat license plates, so we know for sure it's definitely not. But I mean, I just asked, is this their vehicle? And it was not registered to them. This is just another Focus that was also seen, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I can't read it from here. Is this the one where it says from the Lieberts and the Carroll County Sheriff?
Oh,
like from their page?
Teresa Liebert to Carroll County
Yeah.
Sheriff's Office,
I
Indiana.
never found. I tried to go back and find the post, but I'm not on Facebook anymore. I had one briefly for Oz for a little while when I was trying to track down old posts, and I deleted it when I was done. And I've tried to restart it, because there's sometimes I'm like, it makes you sign in to get to a different page or load more comments, but it says it won't let me. Like, I've been blocked out and I tried to appeal it. I guess it thinks I'm someone else.
Right.
I'm like, how do I prove I'm me? But I haven't been able to. But I never was able to track down the full image of this to see the bottom left, whoever posted it, or what, if there was more information. But it is Ford Focus from that year from the back. It's as close to that cars we're gonna get from that time, I think.
All right.
I know
So
it's not obviously ideal, but I do know
it does
likely
have
to be
a
his.
thing like that.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, all right. Okay, thank you. I still don't think it's Rick's car.
I don't think it is either.
It's not the right shape at the back. It's
I
not the
don't
right
even think
shape at
that
the front
wiper would
either.
make sense there either, though. Like, even if I don't know that his did. I didn't see it in the exhibit images. It doesn't look like his had that rear wiper.
No.
But that doesn't even look like it's in the right place for what is in this Hoosier Harvester image. They don't seem the same level, like how high up or low it is on the back of the car. They look like they're in two different places to me.
No. Also, look at this. I want to show you this craziness. So this stuff's also come out in the most recent exhibits. These are the other people driving, right? Well, Sarah Carbo we already had, right? We already had Sarah Carbo, right? But okay, so let's just start with Betsy Blair. And look at the craziness of all these images, right? So let me just flick through them. Blue, red.
It drives me crazy.
Blah, blah, blah. And they're not even at very different times, right? Like, I knew that the one of Sarah Carbo was blue and it was later, right? So that one was at, well, by their reckoning, that one, oh, sorry, 15. So what's 15 by their reckoning? 1556 by their reckoning. So 3:56, right? I'm terrible at 24-hour clock.
Yes.
Yeah, 3:56, right? So that was later than the ones with the Ford Focus, right? And so the video went blue, and I was like, okay, like maybe there was a glitch later on, right? So I was like willing to forgive that. But then we go back, even at 14:18, it looks all red, okay. But then at 13:49, Okay, 1349, it's blue. All right, that's close to the other one. But then at 1346, they've got Betsy Blair, and it's sort of reddish. And then they've got a different kind of color at 1314. And then it's a different kind of color again at 214. But then I was starting to wonder, is this all, since the conversation we've had today, is this all just because all these things have just been printed out and scanned? Is that what's going on?
I don't know, because I don't know what kind of camera is on the side of the building, if it filters out different light based on motion, or if it's just they did this to each picture trying to better view whatever was on screen, because it either blended in too much if it was too dark. I really am not sure if we got what they ended on to make their decision on what car it was or wasn't, because I do know they were trying to show them to witnesses, and they're trying to get witnesses to say yes or no, that's my car. I don't know if this is a result of the FBI guy who apparently identified all the vehicles. One of the exhibits says there's an affidavit from someone from the FBI about all of these different vehicles on the footage. I don't know if it's just these ones that were submitted, or if it was all of them.
Did you say that they've all had an affidavit?
One of the exhibit descriptions says it's an affidavit from, let me see. Let me pull it up. I forget the exact phrasing, but I don't remember if that one came from Bob or Andrea's list.
Yes.
But hang on, give me a second.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for the super sticker, Sean. $5.99. Much appreciated, mate. So I'm starting to just like not care about the colors anymore, because I'm like, well, all right, maybe it's all just because of the way we're receiving all these images. They're not from the originals. They're just been all printed out, scanned. They're a mess. So let's just forget that. So anyone wondering about that, let's just wait and see if we can get the original files, and then we can judge what's going on with the colors.
It says affidavit report for FBI officers who retrieved the Hoosier Harvester footage. And hang on, I'm pointing my little thing. And ID'd the cars. What is this? Let me make it bigger. I think it's 213 is the exhibit. It's in between.
Sure.
I can't see the one above it, but it's that listing is right before all of these different Hoosier Harvester screenshots. But that's the only description I have for it. It doesn't say the name of the FBI person or anything like that.
I don't seem to have 213 in there. Just a minute.
I don't have that actual exhibit. I just have the list, because I went through Andrea's and Bob's so that I could figure out what we have versus what we don't have. And as of now, State Exhibit 47 is the only one that I haven't found a media report or Andrea or Bob or anybody who caught whatever 47 was. That seems to be the only one that's completely missing. And then there's still a handful of discrepancies where some people got, they were close, but not quite. But that's the only one that I don't have at all.
Yes, Michael. We have one of Kelsey, supposedly. Let me see. Let me show you. Kelsey German. This one, apparently. Does that look like what we thought she was driving?
I have heard that she was driving a Bonneville, and I've also heard that she was driving a Chevy Malibu. And I don't know which one she actually was driving, or if they owned one or both of those at one point. And I've also heard that if this is the Malibu, some people believe they see that in the footage, like the chopper footage from the 14th during the search on the side of the road. I don't know. I can't tell if they're the same, the one that's on this exhibit and the chopper footage. I've never really looked closely at it. I just have made notations of it, if that makes sense. Like, It's on one of my docs, and so at some point I probably will look at it closely. I just haven't. That's all I know, though. I believe she identified it as a Malibu, but I've seen a lot of people prior to trial who say that it was identified as a Bonneville. I really am not sure, though. Is it? Let me see.
Yeah,
whatever a Malibu is. I don't actually know.
149 is what they reckon. She said Mazda at trial. Did she?
Mazda. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I don't know which. Like, I know the model, but not the make. If that makes sense. Like, I know it's either a Bonneville or a Malibu, but I don't know if it's Chevy or Mazda Malibu. I don't know who makes it.
How could she not know what she was driving?
I think she does, but I think I don't know if it was just new information, because I never knew what she was driving before trial. And after after we saw these screenshots and got some notes from people who were there, I didn't even know that it was debatable. I thought we all didn't know at all until trial, but apparently before trial, it was believed to be a Bonneville. I don't know. I hope if somebody does know, I'm probably driving them crazy not knowing. But I don't know.
What's the timestamp again? Well, as far as the state is concerned, the timestamp is 13:49:06.
Yeah, apparently they believe she dropped the girls off right before this. She says that she pulled into Mir's lot and watched, she gave them the sweatshirts, and then she watched them walk as far as the trail split. And as soon as she saw them start heading towards Monon High Bridge, that's when she pulled out. And so however much time passed for that, but she would have been right behind Betsy Blair, and so would the girls. And if this time, and Betsy's seen at 1:46, 3 minutes later, Kelsey's driving away, which means she's already dropped them off and they've already started walking. So, if Betsy saw someone on platform 1, the girls are right behind her. This person would have still been on the first platform when they walked up right behind her. These times are very close.
Camera timestamp is 14:43:06, Michael.
Wait, which one is at 43? Who's that for?
This is the same one. This is Kelsey.
43?
14:43, yeah.
I thought it was at 49. Does the bottom left say 49 and the camera says 43?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So she got there before the girls were walking there before Betsy walked up.
What? What's going on?
If that's the case, the girls would have been in front of Betsy, not behind her.
Wait. Where's
that time? I can't tell what that timestamp says.
No. You're right. Hang on. So you're right. They got it wrong. Hang on. 14:43:06 is up there in the top right-hand corner. And it says in the bottom left-hand corner, 13:49:06. They've got it wrong.
Yeah, and that makes a meaningful material difference in who everybody saw. Like a significant one.
This is massive.
Lord.
How much? Whoa.
These bozos.
A 49:43. That's 6 minutes.
And she had already dropped them off, so they would have been on the platform with Bridge Guy, apparently. But they would have already been gone by the time Betsy got there, and then they went back to it, though, or some. I mean, this. Oh Lord.
Okay, hang on a minute. Where's Betsy? Just a minute. Where's Betsy's exhibit? Betsy Blair, 14:18:59. What? Hang on.
Betsy Blair went there twice. The first time.
Look at this. Look. 14:18:59, 15:12:59. Look.
Oh Lord.
What's going on with these times?
Well, I know. I think they got several. Like, there's a couple of them that I think the milliseconds are different, because it's like a series of screenshots for the same person, but they're milliseconds apart, not minutes apart.
Okay, wait. So hang on. How long is it supposed to be? 54 minutes difference?
52 or
Is it 52?
Is it 54?
Hang on, wait. Now I'm questioning. Now I'm questioning.
It's either 52 or 54.
Is it 54? Right. Okay.
I made a chart at one point because I was tired of trying to recalculate it each time to see what it should have shown for what time it was. But what I don't understand is why it doesn't show, like it just shows military time for hang on, I don't know if I put it in my folder. Because it was just a reference sheet for me. Like if it said,
What's up, Bali?
if it's supposed to be 2:14, it would have said I put what 52 minutes ahead of that would have been, because I was expecting when we got the screenshots for it to show that time stamp, but some of these are just military time, not 52 minutes fast. I think, but I can't see it.
No, I understand that they're supposed to be, that the state alleges that they're 52 minutes or 54 minutes off. But if that's the case, then
was Betsy not there at 2:18? Like, I thought the biggest discrepancy so far was that, because in the PCA, it has Betsy Blair and Hoosier Harvester at 2:14. This one says 2:18. That's a 4-minute difference. But if the clock is 52 minutes fast, then that would mean she was driving by 52 minutes earlier than 2:18. But that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing the time that they did put. And I don't know if they adjusted I don't know if Mullen adjusted these timestamps on the top right, if that came from him or if it came from the actual footage. That's why I've been wanting the Hoosier Harvester video, because I don't know I don't know who's determining all of this. Oh, 54. Okay,
so hang on a minute, just a minute. All right, so if it's 54 minutes and the timestamp on the camera says 2:43 and the time down on the caption says 1:49. I'm so bad at maths.
That's all right. Let me see if I can find my little chart here, because I did it for everybody who we know was driving by.
Calculator. Okay, so 9 minus 3 equals 6. Thank you, Shiboogies. 9 minus 3 equals 6. Yeah, so it's 6 minutes. I was going to take off her socks so she can count. Yeah. Look, I'm a designer. Colors and shapes, right? Colors and shapes.
I am always had this problem. Chart.
Yeah.
I was gonna just look at my timeline, because I had sent it to, or I had commented on one of Luke's posts about that, but then he nuked well, not nuked it, but
I don't know if he nuked it or if he got nuked. I'm not sure.
Figured out. That's what everybody was commenting under it, and so I thought, well, maybe he did.
I don't know, but he's in Krebin. I know that.
Yeah, before Krebin happened. Now I can't find it on that, so I'm trying to go through and figure out.
Yeah. All right. So if this one's 54 minutes, sorry, no, if this one's 6 minutes out, even though they say 54 minutes. So can I just ask someone in chat who knows maths, anyone, Shaboogies, you seem to know, right? So is that including the 54 minutes that they reckon, or is that not including the 54 minutes that they reckon? Because if it's not including if it is including the 54, then that's huge, right? But if it's not including the 54, then that's only 2 minutes.
Okay, I found it. What I'm looking for.
Mm.
I'm gonna DM you the link because I'm on my. I can navigate my phone way faster at this point. Uh-oh.
Mm.
There we go. Then I can the other thing. But it has all the times for each person, what time we were told that they drove by, and then what time what the 54 minutes fast would be. So, like for Betsy Blair, if she drove by at 12:02, we should see 12:54. When she drove by at 1:15,
Okay.
it should show 14:07. Like,
Oh,
I
sweet.
just did the
Okay.
equivalent for all of the people that we were told we had an exhibit for at trial.
Legend. All right, sweet.
Just because I got tired of trying to figure it out every time, and I couldn't just remember it. So,
See, this is why I have you here, because you're smarter than me.
Well, they also, I probably have to tweak it a little because if she was driving by at 2:18, not 2:14, they might be a couple of minutes off for that reason, though. Because I don't think I had realized that even Kelsey says 43, not, hang on. Like if she drove by at 1:49, the Hoosier Harvester, if it's 54 minutes fast, should show 14:41.
Yeah. Okay, so therefore it's only 2 minutes out. That's what I was wondering.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
14:43. Well, it should, hang on. Where's hers? If she drove by at 13:49, it should show 14:41. And so you're saying it's only a couple minutes off?
It's
I
2
was
minutes
thinking
then.
we were because let's see, it would be 2:43. Okay. Yeah, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is just a few minutes off. And that was the same
Yeah.
as with Betsy's, but I hadn't noticed Kelsey's was different at all yet. Like I knew
So
that was
Betsy's is off
Betsy's,
as
but yeah.
well?
Okay, so Kelsey's is kind of about the same off as I was about to lose it. I'm like, gotta be kidding me.
Okay, because 6 minutes would have been ridiculous, right? But
Yeah.
2 minutes. Okay, so let's say so
in
she's
this
2
case,
minutes.
that time could make a difference when you're talking about the difference in 3 minutes and one person being ahead of or behind the other. It is kind of important, but it's at the same time, like,
Well,
it still
6
doesn't
minutes
make
is
sense.
enough to walk the bridge, right?
Could be for some people, maybe not for
Yeah.
someone who's never crossed it before. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Well, I mean, from what they say of bridge guy, it's enough to walk the bridge. Like they said that they kept saying the bridge guy like knows the area. And,
Yeah, apparently.
yeah, right. So, I mean, yeah, 6 minutes would have been a big deal.
Yeah.
So, okay, so 2 minutes. So, but this is the thing. You have to question everything because
Yeah.
nothing is right. Nothing is right. Everything is a mess.
Well, I think it was Vinnie Politan, the last thing he did when Barbara got exhibits, he was saying, like, just like everything in this case, everything is just a little off. Nothing
Just
is
a bit off.
quite right. And he's correct. Everything is just a
He is
little bit
correct
off.
about that. So let's just have a look at
Irritating.
somebody else's. Betsy Blair. So hers is 15:12 and 14:18. 12:18. 18 minus 12 equals 6. So yeah, probably it should be 54 minutes, but it's actually 6, so there's 2 minutes out. There you go. Yeah.
I know it's nitpicky, but they've had how many years to get all this stuff right?
Get this right.
Why?
Yeah, I know, right? And you're presenting times that are out, and you can't even get them correct between the 2 times that are listed on the exhibit.
It reminds me of when Nicholas McClellan first started blurting out, "Oh, we've got confessions. There's 5 or 6." I'm like, buddy, is it 5 or is it 6? Like,
Yeah.
how much manpower do you need to figure out if something was 5 times or 6. Like, it's not like it's high to count. Like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
can't they just be precise and accurate about real simple things? And it's like, they're not like that with anything. I don't
Now,
understand that.
there's something else I want to bring up before um sorry, just one more thing. Dali said that someone in chat has said that the FBI confirmed that the times were off. I don't know who that was. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
remember seeing something
FBI
about
confirmed
that.
stuff.
I don't know if that came from a trial report, and that must be what the exhibit was, I guess, admitted to support, because I guess he was the one who verified it. I'm not sure, but I do know there's someone saying that it was looked at and verified by the FBI, and I just have to assume at this point it's the same one as they admitted an affidavit for. Until we have it, I have no idea.
Yeah, and no shade to whoever said that in chat, but I don't trust the feds anyway.
Same. I want the footage myself so I can just look at it.
Yeah. No, I'm not behind in chat. It's just I just saw your DM. That's all.
That's funny.
Okay. It was Indy, was it? Hey, Indy Cindy. Thank you, love. The only thing right is that Brad Holder's ammo matches the ammo left at the scene, not RA's, and Brett H made a post about carrying his weapon
Yeah,
on
that's
himself.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up before I leave these exhibits is was it Holy Spirit over on X brought something interesting up, and that is that there was an interview with Kelsey, was it back in 2020, I think, and she mentioned that there was a black SUV that she noticed parked,
Mhm.
and it had decals on it.
Yeah, I remember when that first, I think it was probably 2020. I remember the first time I heard it, it was brought up, and nobody knew that Betsy Blair was a person who was out there at all until, I believe, until the PCA was unsealed. And
Yeah.
so it was believed that it was someone who would have been younger, because nobody older would have put decals on their car. And I don't know if hers had decals on it either. Can you tell from the footage?
I can't really. Are we looking at this thing?
No, I'm like, I was always under the impression that we learned that when Kelsey pulled into Mir's lot, the SUV that she saw parked there, I'm assuming it's Betsy's now that we know Betsy was there right before she was. But I don't know if that's even something you can tell from the Hoosier Harvester footage, or where else she would have gotten that from. Like,
Okay,
I don't know
because
where it came from, where she actually saw it, or
I'll
if
just
that was
bring up
what she actually saw.
I'll just bring up the post. Hang on a minute, because Holy Spirit said the state told you to look at the car on the road. All the whole time there is two vehicles in this image, exactly as the witness described them. So she's talking about these two. And hang on, Kelsey German in 2020 described this black SUV. Kelsey remembered seeing a dark SUV, its rear windshield covered in decals, parked near the entrance where she dropped off the girls. She didn't pay attention to whether any people were around, something she regrets daily. And I looked at the article. I couldn't. I saw the part where she mentioned that. Holy Spirit said she went further and described a canoe carrier attached and a decal on the back. Now she's talking about
Interesting.
here.
I wouldn't have even thought to think she would think about these cars, but maybe she did.
Yeah, I couldn't find the part where she talked about a canoe carrier, and I've asked, and don't think I've heard a
I haven't heard
response, or
that
have
one
I?
before. I'll have to look at it. I mean, it's been a while
No,
since I looked at it, but
no. And she seems to think she can see somebody in this car as well.
mm.
But anyway,
I wonder if those are
I have
employees or people who were there at that, like, if they were
I
there for a few hours parked there. or what those
Has
cars
anyone
are
else
doing
got
there.
any idea? Has anyone else looked at these cars and had any thoughts about these cars? I mean, the one in the foreground looks like that drawing by Betsy.
Yeah. I
But
love that thing.
I
Sketch. It's my
I just
favorite exhibit.
I know, right?
It's
Um,
so
I
funny.
can't unfortunately, like everything else, I can't see the back of this SUV or truck.
Yeah.
It's blurred.
Of course it is.
It is. So look at that. Isn't that great? Um, Also, if there is any kind of carrier or like canoe carrier or bike carrier or whatever on top of this truck, it is also quite blurred.
I don't
So
actually know what a canoe carrier looks like, so even if it was, I wouldn't I mean, I would
no,
assume it looks
no.
just like a bike or a luggage rack maybe, but I guess I don't technically know
Yeah, yeah.
if
So
it's different or not.
unfortunately, I can't really help with that. I wish I could, but again, it's another reason why we need originals,
Mhm.
and these these sort of scans and things aren't really helping us. Okay, so moving on. Uh, Guys in chat, is there anything in particular you would like me to bring up? This is your time. Your time. Kelsey didn't immediately mention the SUV. It was a little later on. I think she saw pics before she decided that she saw it. Ah, yes. Hey, David. Yes, it's been a year. I know. It's been a lovely year, hasn't it? Yes, thank you for being a member for a year, David. That's very nice of you. Love having you around. Ah, isn't the isn't it interesting now to finally see, well, to finally see the space gray side of the iPhone S.
Yeah.
iPhone 6s. After all of those arguments.
I was a little surprised that those ones were released because there's some of them that haven't been released, and I feel like those ones, they're just gonna make us wait. I would've thought that the phone ones would be among those, but I guess not. I was I was relieved. I'm like, "Okay, at least now we know."
Yeah, well, as someone was talking about how there's no Snapchat icon on her phone. It's like, but have we seen every screen? I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, who's to say they've shown us every screen?
I do believe one of
Um,
the exhibit descriptions says something about Snapchat settings, that there should be a
right.
picture of that, but I don't remember if there is actually a picture of that one because 'cause I've seen the picture of the general settings where it says the like, the type of phone, the model, the Liberty the iCloud, but I don't know that I saw Snapchat settings even though in one of the exhibits it was described as that, and I don't know if that's just a discrepancy because in the courtroom it was hard to hear or if we just haven't gotten it yet.
Okay, so Tatiana, I can explain this. So Nick pointed out that the ballistic photo comparisons seem to have different resolutions and lighting on the side by sides. I'd love to have a closer look. Okay, so absolutely. Ballistic, the side by side ones. Let me see if I can see them. They're in a folder, aren't they?
Are you looking for the bullet ones? I believe
Yeah, this
defense has more than the state does, at least if it's the microscopic comparisons, I think defense well, I don't know if they have more, but I know they have quite a few.
these ones.
And Melissa Oberg's stuff starts around 278, 279, but defense definitely has some too.
Yeah. Do you mean the side by side ones?
I'm not
Because these are
sure.
defense exhibits.
Are you asking me or the person who was asking about them? Sorry.
Uh, the person who was asking.
Okay.
I think that's Tatiana. Yep. Yes. Okay, great. I can absolutely answer that. So I'll just bring up one of them. Actually, I can bring up 2. Okay, so different resolution on from the left to the right. As in one's been zoomed in further, I guess. Is Nick here still? One slide doesn't quite match the other. Well, that would be because they don't match. That would be the best explanation for the difference between them, because the 2 bullets do not match.
Agreed.
Let's look at the other one. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's not the problem here is not resolution. You look. All right. So, yep. Okay. So what we're dealing with here is 2 different images butted up next to one another. And that's the idea, right? You're doing a comparison between 2 different images. One of them would have been potentially zoomed in just very slightly more than the other one in order to try and match up, right? It's not possible for them to be in the same photo together and have different resolutions. That just can't be, right? So they do have the same resolution as they stand right there at that point in time. So for them to be in the same file together, they are the same resolution right now. They are 72 pixels per inch, and they are 248 pixels by 1483. So they have the same amount of pixels to the left as to the right. But that doesn't mean that they came from images with the same amount of pixels per inch. One of them may have been zoomed up more and placed down and then resampled, and we've talked about resampling before, in order to get to this size to match up, right? And that therefore may appear more blurry than the other side. It looks to me that this side over here appears slightly more blurry than this side, right? So I'm talking about the right-hand side appears more blurry than the left-hand side, which means that, yes, it probably was zoomed up a bit more in order to make it fit. Does it match? Hell no. Look at it. So what we've got is lines here that aren't going in the right direction, right? So if I go and draw over the top, I will get a line. And by the way, when I draw a line, if I just press a dot like that and I press the shift key, it won't let me not draw a straight line, right? I have to be drawing a straight line, right? So I just drew a straight line, and you can see that up here, it started to go off into a different direction, right? So these lines here aren't the same as those lines there, right? So I could take this line, move it up. They're not the same. They don't line up. See, especially down here. See, they're going in the wrong direction. I might just make that a bit thicker so all eyes can see it a bit better.
This is actually probably good. It's probably as good of an example as I can give people with my eyes right now.
Yeah.
Like both my eyes are they're neither one is doing great, but like they're both fairly blurred, and one is definitely more clear than the other.
Yeah.
but they're both not in great focus and probably resampled. That's what it
Yeah.
feels like, at
Yeah.
least.
So, I mean, I don't know how I can explain that any better. They're just not
I'm not entirely
the
sure that's even what, Miss Never Been Wrong Ever was actually I'm not actually sure what she was doing or what these what she thought these pictures were showing, or I
yeah.
I'm very confused about what she thought she was doing.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
Like, it
so, like,
is
let's
this what
just
she
say that
compared or not? I mean, I don't even know. I don't understand what she is.
like,
I
look at
don't
that. See, if I draw a
Yeah.
straight line from there to there, if I draw a straight line from there to there, it goes off in a different direction. I don't know what she's I don't get it. I mean, I don't know guns very well. I mean, at all. But I
Well, even if
I get
you
the
know guns, like,
concept of that they're
if
supposed
you're
to
trying to
line up.
compare something or look at something, they should be they should be something you can compare, and I'm not really sure
Yeah.
what she's I don't know, that's what I mean, but I don't know that that's what she was doing or if it's what she thought she was doing. She's an odd one. She's definitely an odd one, and I I just am very surprised at some of the things she testified to.
Oh, okay. The other thing that interests me is why are we only receiving defense exhibits for
I don't
these? Like,
know.
where are the state ones?
Well, they
Like,
have I think there's a couple, maybe. I don't remember which ones or if it was part of her, PowerPoint.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember off
yeah,
the
well,
top of
yeah,
my
we
head.
have
There's
seen her
some, but I don't
we've
know
seen
what the
those.
difference is between the ones they admitted versus these. Like, why would the state think in I don't think any of these help the state, but why they chose the
No,
ones they
well,
think are
these
more
ones don't
helpful?
because these are defense ones. Like, the defense ones are, really obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Um, but the state stuff seems to be just the PowerPoint. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so did they just put the PowerPoint stuff in and there's nothing else? That's very
I
strange.
don't know if she made that for trial or if that was accompanied with her report, because I do remember a while back, I don't know if it was when we got a few little snippets from whatever Tobin was looking at, I think between him and Dr. Warren
Mm,
around September when they were kind of battling over please let our expert in versus please exclude that expert. There was a lot of that back and forth going on. I want to
yeah.
say somewhere in there, he said that there was more like, we've seen the certificates of analysis, there's
Well,
2 of
here's
them,
something.
but the way he worded it made it sound like there was more than just those that he reviewed of her work, and Warren testified to reviewing her notes, and he said that her her work notes did not support any of her findings pretty much, and that's I don't know if that's even what Tubman was looking at or if that was just Warren, but I don't know what her PowerPoint was for, if it was just for trial or if that was something they also looked at, what what the point of it
Okay.
was.
So
What is
this appears to be state. Like, it's not got an exhibit number on it, but this is from her PowerPoint.
Yeah.
So of everything on this entire magnification, she highlights up that that thing.
Is that what she thinks is the extractor mark or the ejector? Like, what
I
is she
don't fucking
highlighting?
know. It's something.
It kinda
I
looks like if
don't
you didn't know what it was, it looks like those people who do the Google Earth maps and they circle stuff that's, like, a gazillion miles away and you can't tell what it is until you zoom in. That's what it looks like
right?
to me.
It doesn't even match. What are you doing? Like like, at least try and make it match. Like, look, I can make it match better. Hang on. Let me see. Ooh. Um, mm, mm, mhm, mhm, mhm. Do, do, boop, boop. You go there. There you go. Oh dear. Gonna make you much better. There you go. You go there. You go there. There. There you go.
I think what
That
confuses
matches
me
so much better.
about this though is, well, maybe it's just because maybe Nick didn't know what he was looking at either. But in all of the documents, they talk about extraction marks, and that's it. There's nothing about any other kinds. So I don't know what this has to do with what. This lady, man.
Look, I just made it perfect.
It does look, yeah, it matches now.
Someone's gonna clip this and be like, "See, it's perfect."
Lord.
Right, enough of that. Enough of those shenanigans. No, don't save. All right, one more thing. I want to look at Brad Weber's garage. I want to look at Brad Weber's garage. Why? Because I'm curious. Why? I am curious. They did take
I'm not
a photo.
sure what I was expecting when I heard about the picture, and I didn't really know what to expect. And it's not. I can't say it was close to what I was expecting, but I don't know what I was expecting. It is just an odd photo.
It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. I was like, okay, you've got a chair in the middle of your garage. Why?
Like,
What
is he gonna refinish it? That was my first thought, because the only time I've ever had like one piece of furniture that doesn't go with anything else in the garage is if I either need to sand it, refinish it, or I mean, I haven't done that in a long time. I don't see any of the other stuff. I don't think that's a sander behind it, but maybe he was sitting there working on something else, but what? I don't know. Like, was he watching the sticks? I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Hang on, what sticks one? What is there a sticks photo?
Well, isn't that what's in the floor in front of the chair? Like a little ways
What?
up? Is that not
Where?
sticks?
No, they're cords.
Oh, those are cords?
They're jumper leads.
I thought those were the sticks people said.
No. Look, see?
Well, I mean, I can see it, but I can't see it. You know, like, I mean, like I can see something, but I can't distinguish what it is. Everybody's been saying there were pictures of his garage of sticks, and so that's why I assumed that was the sticks. Is that not it?
I don't think it looks like a cord to me. It's got like a thing that plugs in at the bottom there. What's an annas? That sounds dirty, Keith. What is it?
I think that's a rune.
Is it a rune?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a jumper lead to boost your car. Yeah. You think it's a stick?
Funny. I can't tell what it is. I just thought it was like a really random long stick from outside and like a pile of other sticks. Because I remember the way it was described is there was a pile of sticks in his garage, and one of them had like, it looked like it had just been sawed or something.
Okay. I didn't consider that because I saw this and I thought that was just like the end of a jumper lead or something.
It might be.
Okay, here's the thing.
That would make more sense, I think. I just don't know. I can't tell.
I even Brad Weber, and I don't even like Brad Weber, obviously, but I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I look at this and I go, okay, so he was sitting there like fixing a car, you know, and so he had a chair and he's got some cords, and he must have had a car parked there, and he needed the cords for something he was fixing car with, and sure, There's nothing weird about that at all. Nothing at all.
I mean, it's weird because I'm like, what is it? Or why? Like, why is it there? Like, it's not weird that there's a chair or cords, but like, maybe it's the arrangement that's throwing me. Like, why?
It's an
It's
odd
not
way
cluttered. I mean, there's
for
some
someone to
clutter,
find your garage.
minimal. Like, why is the chair there? For what? And like, why? It's just.
And then, like, there's a classic witch's
Witch's
broomstick over there.
It is, yeah. I don't know. It's
Yeah, that is very classic witch's broomstick. What else we got? There's some wood chips,
Oh,
to
yeah.
go
Is that
and start
firewood?
a fire. Firewood, yep. We have a boot. Looks like some sort of dustpan.
Yeah, that's an old dustpan.
Old dustpan, some paper, rubbish, something. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know, like some sort of defibrillator. And we have a hose. I think it's a hose. Yeah, and a chair.
Was he reaching something? Like, is the chair there? Is there something above it that you need to reach?
That's a good question. We can. Oh yeah, look, because the roof is. Hang on. There's stuff on the roof, so like, okay. So what's this? Is that for a roller door, like some sort of like door?
Is it like an extra support
system
for it? I don't know.
I see a homemade guillotine. I think that's what happened to it. Okay, explain the foot thing to me. I don't understand the foot thing.
I don't know how it got started. I just know that criminality finds so much joy in these pictures of Brad Weber's feet.
Why?
I don't know where they came from. It's hilarious to her, and how funny it is to her is what's funny to me, but I don't know why or what started it. I definitely missed the origin story of that one. I just know that he had, I think they were probably just images on his social media that somebody found and sent to her, and she finds a lot of joy in it.
I missed where the foot thing came from.
Oh, are you talking about with this exhibit? I think Steven is here, photoshopped it onto one of the exhibits.
Was that Steven? Oh, you're right.
I believe so. I thought you meant like just in general with the foot.
No. I just I saw the foot thing. Yeah, right? I saw the foot on it, but I don't know where the foot thing started. Like, I don't know why.
I think the reason he made it was because of how much joy criminality finds in it.
I don't know, but why? Why did she find joy in it? Where did the foot thing start?
And that's what I mean. Like, I definitely did not catch the origin story, but I've seen quite a few times where she finds it hilarious.
Is that a black Impreza?
I don't know what that is.
A Subaru or similar.
Oh, I believe he had a Subaru, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if it was driving that direction that day.
Well, he was supposedly at work at that time.
Yeah. Well, so was Brad Holder, apparently. We've got these reports that says he clocked out at one point, but he was already checked in somewhere else before that.
Yes. I find it all to be very suspicious. Okay, anyway, so how do I get back to there? Just a minute. And our favorite one. Just because we want to look at it. It's perfect. It's a perfect sketch.
I mean, it could not be more perfect for the photo that Brad Heath sent in. Like, they fit each other. They're perfect.
This went to, like, it's a defendant's exhibit. It went to trial, right?
Yeah.
What did she say about it?
She said at the trial or in general, like when she drew it?
Well, both, I guess.
Well, she went in February I wanna say 17th was the first time she went in to give a statement and tell them what she saw, and then they brought her back in 2019, and I don't
Mhm.
remember which one of those interviews she drew the sketch, but she was
Mm.
trying to describe it and ended up drawing a sketch because she was trying to tell them that whatever car it was, it reminded her of her dad's old. I don't know if it used to be a Ford and now it's Mercury, or if it used to be
Mm.
Mercury and now it's a Ford, but whatever the comment is, she said it was like it reminded her of that, but it had sharper angles. And so they asked
Right.
her to draw a sketch, and that's what she drew. And I feel like no line, like a single line, has ever looked more exactly like anything else than this has with the picture Brad Heath sent in.
Uh, okay, so which one is the picture that Brad Heath sent in?
It's Defense Exhibit, maybe
Is
B, triple
is that
B, maybe.
is that the one that looks like? Hang on, I don't think I know what you mean.
It's not a picture of the actual car he saw. He got on the internet and was trying to find something that
Mm.
looked similar because he didn't get a
Mm.
picture of it. And so he got online and was looking for stuff that looked similar.
Yep. I'll let it go. That one.
Yeah, that one's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. Or I think he sent him more than one.
Yeah.
I'm basing this off of that interview he did with Gray Hughes. And I don't remember if Gray posted it in 2021, but it was an
Right.
interview from 2019. And he said that he sent in several pictures to law enforcement of close to what he saw. And that seems to be
Right.
close to what Bensy saw too.
It doesn't look unlike oops, cancel. It doesn't look unlike that.
Yeah.
Although
Well, they both, I
although
would
it
say
could look like a lot of cars. Yeah.
they both described it as an old, like she described it as something like decades old, not just a little bit
Okay.
old. Like
Okay.
it was definitely not a modern, whatever it was not, in the last decade even. Like
Mm.
the descriptions they gave were, he didn't give too many specific descriptions in his interview with Gray Hughes because at that point it was still something they were trying to be. At least Brad Heath, the way he was talking was not. He didn't seem evasive. He seemed like he was trying to make sure he didn't reveal what he told law enforcement. He's just trying to
Mm.
let them keep it, I guess. I don't know if Gray knew one way or the other, but Brad Heath didn't say, at least in the interview. And
Yep.
but both of their descriptions seem to be like hers. She said 1960s. He described older model. He used a few different phrases, but each time it was definitely. I think he might have been the one that said maybe late 80s even. She
Mm.
said 60s. He said late 80s, but she said with sharper angles. She was just, I think that was the only thing she had to relate to it. She didn't know how to describe it. It looks similar to the Mercury, but I when I think of an old Mercury, I think of the Tim McVeigh car because he was pulled over in a
Mm.
Comet and it was very
Yeah.
boxy and angular, and that was in the early 90s. So that these all kind of seem the same to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I'd just seen that drawing, I'd be like, okay, it's a sedan that's that
Mhm.
shape, but with the extra explanation, then okay, so it needs to be an older
Yeah.
vehicle. Um, well, less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's a minimalist, our
Yeah,
Betsy.
it's that's what I mean, like,
So I
I think, Nobody Nothing, he's right. I mean, she just nailed it. Straight up nailed it, I feel
straight
like, at
up,
least. Yeah.
you gotta know when to walk away.
Right?
Yeah. It's just like, walk away, it's perfect. Leave it as it is. It's for the ages. Yeah, look, so that was kind of ignored, and
Mhm.
we will just go with the whole idea of the supposed black Ford Focus E looking car,
Mhm.
but
And
only
also
5
ignore
years
the
later.
fact that it was there at 8:45 in the morning also. It was there all day, not
All
just
day.
it didn't
Yeah.
just drive by at 1:30 and then park there after that. It was there all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a minor detail they have continued to leave out.
Brett Sandifer's car that he sold. Yeah. You guys realize that the cop car they were showing was a Dodge Diplomat, right?
I do not.
I don't know much about US cars.
I don't know which who was showing. Oh, the one that Brad Heath sent in?
This one?
Is that the one she's talking about?
Is that a cop car?
If it is, I have not seen one like that. I don't think either of them got a make or model. They were both just trying to find something. Like she doesn't know if it was a Mercury comet. She just believes the closest thing in that interview when she was trying to describe it, she said it reminded her of her dad's, like something similar to that, but with sharper angles. That was the closest reference that she had to give them verbally. And he was just online. He didn't know what kind of car it was. He was just looking for an older model car. I don't think either of them gave a specific make or model. They both were just describing visually. They both seemed to visually agree on what they saw, regardless of what make or model it was. That was my understanding, or that's how I understood it.
You can so tell that this is a scan of a print.
Yeah. Well, he got it on the internet and emailed it to them, and then I guess they would have saved it and then uploaded it somewhere else. And then it got scanned in.
You can see that where the tonal lines are.
Oh, yeah.
You can see what the toner's gone down, and like you can see, there's magenta there, like because when the toner comes down, it comes down in cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and sometimes you get misses, like sometimes you get like cyan and yellow might be running out a little bit, so you get little chunks of magenta coming through on its own like that. Like the little telltale signs that it's a print.
Yeah.
And not a very good one.
Possible he seems kind of old school. Maybe he printed it out and took it to him, and then they scanned it.
It could have been his printer, rather than the.
They didn't really specify originally how he just described looking for images similar to that online, and he said that's what he gave them. I assumed he meant sent it, but he could have printed it out and taken it to him.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm getting at is all of this is just proving to me that what we're looking at is not just second generation digital, but we're going through hard copy and then back into digital again.
Yeah.
And we're losing so much in the process. So it's a real shame because we could see so much more if we had the originals of all of these. Not this particular one is not important, but
the other ones like the Hoosier Harvester,
the other ones like these, like,
oh well, that for sure,
yeah. I mean, like this, we could get so much
and
more.
Also,
I mean,
why not have it? Like, why would anybody spend any time on it if it's not like? What is the point? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why not just release the originals? Like, and be done with it. Just release those and be done. And that's why they're making it harder and weirder than it needs to be. It's like a bunch of unnecessary stuff.
How different it is between the states. Like, there's such a huge disparity in the laws between the states when it comes to disclosure of all this information. We receive so much from some states, and then just like this, just brick wall.
Yeah, it makes it difficult to take denials seriously in Indiana when they're talking about the reasoning behind it, when there's a bunch of other states doing it and none of those things are the case. Like, it just, to me, they're just making shit up. Like, it is what they say it is. And if that's how they do things with even just with information requests, that's probably what they do with evidence too. It is what they say it is, even if it's not.
Yeah.
And they're just allowed to.
And it's also like a little bit of sort of backwards thinking as well, because they're sort of living in a paper-based system. Like, they haven't moved forward into into today. Like they're working with paper, they're printing everything out. Even when it comes to the digital files, they're not even thinking about just like transferring it to people on like a Google Drive or something. They're putting them onto like a physical disk.
Yeah.
Making it really difficult. Like, why? And then putting it in the physical mail.
I still don't understand why, depending on what year you ask about, Kathy Shank is typing things in and putting them into the computer, and then another time she's printing them out and putting them into a file cabinet, and then at another time she's taking them out of the file cabinet and scanning them into the computer. Like, what are these people doing? It makes no
it's like
sense.
you could say that it's because like they're dinosaurs and they don't want to move forward, or maybe it's actually like helping them to keep things quiet.
Yeah. I think they have their own off the books situation going on. I know that's probably like, I guess I do mean it the way it sounds.
Yeah,
But, they are able
absolutely.
to micromanage it for their own personal agency and
Yep.
keep other agencies, even the ones who are lending personnel and support and resources, they're able to just keep them out of the dark.
Yeah.
Keep them in the dark.
Trial Junkie, the closest I've seen to professional photos, probably like those shots of the macro shots of the cartridges, the ones for the ballistics. Like, you can't just shoot that close up on a bullet without like some sort of professional equipment.
Yeah.
So they're the closest that I've seen from this case to being professional shots. So I mean, Oberg would have some sort of like professional setup to do that. You wouldn't be able to do that.
I can see them
Be
having
in that kind of
professional
business.
equipment, but I don't know about
Yeah.
professional, photographer.
No, no, maybe
I think
not.
the
But
equipment was more professional than the person taking. I know what you mean, though.
absolutely.
Yeah.
However, the images weren't supplied in any sort of professional format.
Right.
If they were, we didn't get them.
Yeah.
That's for sure, but I doubt it. Um, Definitely the exhibit photos that we've seen haven't been professionally photographed. Like what we've looked at of the ones that were taken in situ, we've received very few of them. We've only received 3 that I've seen. And that exhibit 9, 10, and 11 are the ones of Libby's phone. And they were shot extremely blown out, which means exposure was too high. And all the highlights were too white, the darks were too dark, and we couldn't get any real detail out of them. And then all of the ones that were the exhibits that were shot in closed setting, like of the phone on a desk, they seemed to just be shot with an iPhone or something like that. They were terrible. So yeah, I mean, I just had all of the Gene Hackman exhibits from the investigation there, and they were at least shot with an SLR. Like, not a professional photographer. I saw the sheriff doing it, but they were decent shots.
Yeah.
And they gave us everything. They gave us all of the
I
original
saw that.
images.
I haven't looked through a lot of it
Everything.
yet. I've, like, browsed, like, in between just, like, out of curiosity because I have wanted to I have about I feel like there's probably, like, 6 that I've saved to watch later that you've done because I'm like, I'm gonna wait until I can
They
actually
gave
look
us
at it.
54 gigabytes of
Yeah,
stuff, and it
that's a
was
lot.
just a death investigation,
Yeah,
right? By court order, that stuff was released. And like, yeah, so that's New Mexico, right? Now, ridiculous the amount of like the difference between the
mhm,
laws in New Mexico compared to Indiana. The court ordered that all that stuff be released, and all of the original files absolutely just transparent as like all of the body cams, all of the original images, everything, all of its metadata, documents, everything. And that thing didn't even go to trial or anything like that. It was just a death investigation.
well, I think we should at least put in a request in a way that forces the state to confirm whether or not what they admitted as evidence was a good representation of what it is or not. You know, like, it might force them to have to confirm whether or not they produced things that you actually probably shouldn't be comparing or representing as one thing if it's not the original. I know there's in Indiana, there's some areas to get into the weeds on that. I'm just not familiar enough to get into the weeds on it. I might have to send a couple of messages and ask about it. But I wonder if we could, you know, because if that's what was submitted to the court and that's all, and Jody's just turning it over, like, I don't know that she even was given original files. I don't know I won't know until I get the flash drive.
I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't, and she wouldn't even know or care or usually gets them. I will say one thing, and I'm not trying to be controversial, but the one file that I've had that it's an original file, I can see all the metadata in it, is the BG video, the 43-second one. Yeah. It's hard to mess with a video file.
Yeah,
It's much harder to mess with it. You can't just take a screenshot of a video file, right? Like, you can't. It's harder to mess with the data in it. So, and when I say that, I haven't gone and looked at all the data on the interrogation videos. I probably could find the info on those as well.
Yeah, I haven't even
But
thought to look at those yet. I'll probably
yeah,
look at those just to see, just so I can, like, compare, contrast.
yeah, but I have looked at the data on the 43-second BG video, and as far as I can see, it all checks out. So, yeah, it's just something to
There's a few
note
things on
because
there where I think people could probably run with, and there are normal explanations for, but until I do wish it would have, like, as much as I hate the exhibit stickers, I understand, like, for some people, they need to see that it was marked and it is what it's, but you can't really put a sticker on the videos. So
oh,
it's kinda like like, some people just need a little bit more context other than this is I
yeah,
mean, it's obviously the video, like, it is obviously a video that Libby took on her phone, and it
yeah,
there's a lot of things that are very obvious, you can
I
tell
can
what
see
it
that.
is, but for
Yeah,
some
sure.
people, their ability to trust anyone or anything, whether it's friend or foe, they need more than they just are just because of the years of all of this,
Yeah,
obfuscation from law enforcement and just not being straight with people and just moving the goalpost nonstop, and every time they're like, "Oh, we said this, now we're saying that," and
yeah,
they're just allowed to just keep doing that like they never said something opposite prior. Like, "Oh, well, now the, sketch is not a photograph," and, like, just so much they don't trust anything.
all that kind of stuff. It's been like that, and
Yeah,
I completely blame the state and then the court.
same.
Like, yeah, I get everyone questioning everything. That completely makes sense, and that's why we're doing this today,
Yeah,
you
and I
know?
think for some people, they feel almost irresponsible not trying to double check, and it's not because 'cause
Yeah,
they're even questioning, um, the person themselves, like, they view it as something that ultimately came from the state, and that is ultimately what they're questioning, but because Jody hasn't released it yet, which I do think is weird, because everything that is a public exhibit, if someone has that information, they
yes,
are by law, you can't leak something that is public information just because the court hasn't gotten to it yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of this stuff, like, Betsy could have shown her own sketch. Brad Heath, he
yeah,
could have shown his own picture, what he showed them, like, he might still have a picture of it. It might not be the exhibit sticker, but it's the same thing, like, that's kind of what's but it should have already been done. It should have been done during, like, at the end of every trial day. The fact that it's
yep,
still not done is insane to me, and the fact that they've done this to themselves is insane to me. Like, if they had released the audio, we could have had our transcripts ready. Like, they could have minimized all of the requests that they're getting that is holding them up with their other responsibilities. All of that could be
mhm.
minimized, and they're going out of their way to not minimize any of it and make it even worse. So
Yeah,
I don't know what to
100%.
tell them.
We shouldn't be the ones having to, like, piece all this together
Right.
right now, and the fact that we are is just, like, it's I would even put it this way. I feel like there's I don't wanna be dramatic about it, but there's kind of, like, trauma
Yeah.
that everyone who has been, um, following this, some of you guys a lot longer than others, and I don't not wanna minimize anybody's, um, what they've dealt with more than anybody else's, but then when Rick Allen was found guilty, I think it was a shock to a lot of people. I wasn't really very shocked. I expect everyone to be found guilty. I'm really jaded.
Oh,
But I still didn't like it,
yeah.
right? But when he was found guilty, I think a lot of people were really shocked and actually traumatized by that.
Yeah.
And I think we forget that there's like a process that people go through
Yeah.
when that happens, and we all kind of go, "Oh, but everything's so much worse for Rick," and it should all be about him, and it is all about him, right?
Yeah.
But then but people all deal with things their own way, right? And
Absolutely.
and then we've got this issue of not being able to see the exhibits and not being able to piece it back together, and people want to understand
People
what's
just wanna
happened, and
know
they
for
wanna
sure.
process it,
Like, give me
right?
something that I can know what's what for
Yeah,
sure for my and everybody wants to be able to do it for themselves. Like,
yeah,
show me
and then
whatever you looked at to confirm for yourself, that's what I wanna see to confirm for myself. That's kinda where
exactly.
everybody is at by default because of how it's all been handled. This
They
court,
wanna
all of it has just
they wanna
been
have some
ridiculous.
explanation. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, and then, like, people react to this situation in different ways, and I just think we all just need to be a bit, mindful of the fact that there is, like, trauma.
Yeah.
We're all sort of carrying a bit of that in
Mhm.
different ways,
And
and
everybody
maybe
responds to that differently too, and
yeah,
it's just how it is, and there's no, I guess there's not a right or a wrong, or there's just all kinds of ways that people respond to it. They just do.
yeah,
The best thing to do is to be mindful of that. But yeah, it
it's hard. Like,
and it was all
what's happened is
avoidable.
really hard for a lot of people, and it's all of us out here, it's not our fault.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this way, but it's how I mean, it's kinda like the verdict, like, the jurors were only given one conclusion to come to, and the way Goal
Yeah.
ran things, it there was only one way for people like, people could either accept it or not, and there's a lot of different ways people can deal with it and trying to figure out, when you're trying to organize and do like coalition building, that kind of stuff, there's some people are better team players than others, I guess.
Yeah,
And
and
it
so
yeah,
anyway,
being
it's
mindful of
just
each other.
yeah, just about being kind and understanding, and just the fact that there is there are reasons why maybe some of us are just, like, a bit more sensitive or a
Mhm.
bit, like, like, this is really frustrating. This
Yeah.
whole situation is really frustrating.
Well, I'm trying to be more mindful because I'm very dry sense of humor, sometimes dark, like, I sometimes when things are when too many people are too worked up, my instinct is to just, like, help everybody, like, just take a step back, like, don't take it too
Breathe.
serious, like, find a way to, take like, get some perspective, and
Yeah.
but not everybody, it's a process, and it takes everybody a different amount of time and a different way to do it, and I'm trying to be more sensitive to some people about it, but you're just gonna have to bear with me 'cause,
Well, my best
um,
advice is cuddle a kitty cat.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can get on board with that one, or a very good boy.
Hello. Hello. You cuddle a kitty cat just like this one. Look at him. Look at him. He's just like, "Mwah, I will just this is my mama
He's
and I'm
sweet.
going to cuddle her. I'm going to cuddle her." All right, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you all. It's been
Yeah, it's good to
amazing.
talk
You're
to you.
so great.
Yeah.
Everyone
Hopefully,
go and
we get to talk about some actual exhibits at some point, but I will like, when we get those, y'all will be the first to know.
please, and everyone make sure you subscribe to All Eyes and follow her on Twitter, and also go to her website. It's just incredible. The mods have been putting all of her links up all throughout the stream, but I'm sure everyone's already all over it. You're an absolute queen. I've been a big fan of
You as
yours.
well. Likewise,
And
say that.
we're going to go over to case by case, or is it case by case or case X case?
Like, if you're saying it, it's case by, I mean, it's spelled case like X case, but she pronounces it case by case.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And you're using the right emoji, but it's not in relation to anybody, but I just like saying narcissist.
Nice.
Cool. All right. And yeah, we're going to go over there. Everyone say hello, Raid, when you get there. And it's time for the song.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, All Eyes Love. Have a good day.
Her name was Ella. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To be excited ignorance. Her cat is staring for